All rise. Benton County Commissioners now in session, both down Ward Sheriff.
Our invocation tonight will be given by Mark Smothers from the Benton County Highway Department.
Pray. Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day. We thank you, Lord, for all the blessings you've given us. Lord, we've seen and not seen, Lord, we just ask that you be with the people in Texas, be with our great nation. Lord, be with us here tonight. I pray that all will be done to uplift your name. We thank you for all that you're doing and all that you're going to do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Commissioner Sonny Hall, would you lead the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. If you're here, please express that you're present.
Stephen Stokes. Mary Keene.
Scoot that closer.
Kenneth Miller, would you press your tablet that you're present, please?
Thank you.
Two absent.
We do have a quorum. Number one is the approval of the agenda. I have a motion by Commissioner Bain and a second by Commissioner Price. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Number two is the citizens forum. We have,
Chairman,
yes.
Point of interest. At what point of the meeting do we vote to accept the minutes of the previous meeting?
Number five, if you look down on the agenda.
Okay, thank you. I don't have my agenda in front of me. Thank you.
Do you want us to, you want one? You want us to give
I'll
you
wait
one?
till number 5.
Okay, back to the citizens forum. We have Mr. Sean Jones from Cary Counseling. Would you please come forward?
I know you can hear me coming. So, I'm here because we were providing services in the jail, and I was asked to come and share numbers and let you guys know how that went. So I have copies for everybody. I don't know how to give them to you quick. So I'm just gonna, if you can start those and pass them back that way, and I'm gonna let you start them back that way. We came and met with the budget committee, don't ask me what month, May, something like that. And I shared some of this information and some of these numbers then. And so on the front page, you've got some information from inmates that participated in the IOP and their response. Thanks. I have extra if anybody back there wants.
Ma'am, sir.
Oh, sorry. You got one? Okay. So what you have are testimonials from some of the inmates that were in the IOP. And on the second page, the back page, you've got May numbers. And that's what I shared when I came to meet with the budget committee. And then you'll notice it says July total referrals. So that's when the program ended. So you'll notice that we had 75 inmates that we served throughout the course of the IOP. Total graduates were 7. Now that sounds kind of low. But the reason we only had 7 graduates is because we had some people in the program who were released before they completed the program. And then those people, actually we have had some inmates who left and have contacted us to continue IOP in outpatient services with Carey. Or we have, if they don't live in the area where they can get to us, there are a couple that'll do it online, and we have connected them with those folks. So it actually did exactly what we wanted, was to provide services to the folks while they were in the jail, and to also get them to where they would follow through when they got out. I did bring somebody else with me tonight, and I'm going to ask Amanda Wood to stand up. She's not. She doesn't want to be a public speaker. But Amanda is the person who did the IOP in the jail for the year. So I just wanted you to see the numbers. And I understand funding is going a different direction. I get that. Life changes. There's been a lot of changes with funding at the federal and the state level. We understand that. I will say, though, that if we are ever given the opportunity to provide the service again, we would love to do it. Kenny Christopher and John Pena were great to work with. One of the things that worked extremely well with within the jail was John made sure that we had, and when I say we, I mean Amanda, had the exact same CO every time she came. We had consistency. The inmates participated extremely well. As a matter of fact, when we ended it, we had, how many did you have? 8? 8 in the program, and 5 more waiting to get in when they finished. So we feel like it went really well, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve Benton County in the jail. And like I said, if that opportunity came up again, we'd be more than happy to take it. We understand the change in funding. So thank you for letting me come tonight. I will answer questions if you have any, or I'll make Amanda do it. So thank you.
Madam Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to say, if there's any way that we will feel this, keep this program going, if we have the funding to do that. I know we discussed it before, if the funding is going to be short, and we might possibly fill in the gap there with a little money to finish it going. This is a very good program. The statements and stuff that we have with inmates, it was very impressive the way everything went. Amanda was great. She took care of everything, and the program was going very well, and it was serving lots of people in the county. The drug court, I have nothing against the drug court, but there was probably 2 people, possibly 3, that were Benton County citizens that money was helping with. Everything else went to other counties along, all that was pulled together. And they think they do a good job, and they do, but we got a very, so to speak, captive audience. So they really paid attention, they done well, and y'all can see clear sometimes. We fund this thing before it's too far gone. I really like to keep that program going in the jail. Just want to let y'all know that it's one of the best programs we've had. Thank you.
Commissioner Price?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I too would like to see this continue. I think it is well worth the investment. If we can afford to give $53,000 now, $90 to the district. Nothing wrong, like the sheriff said, nothing wrong with Judge Bradbury and his efforts. I commend him for that. But I think on the local level, we need some bang for our buck. And let's get real, let's have some folks right here locally. It sounds like to me, they want to buy in, the inmates do, make that happen. Thank you very much.
Anyone else? Make a statement. Commissioner Arnold?
The money from the opioid, bacon, whatever they call it thing, did we use all that money on drug force this year? Or is there any money left in there?
Refer that to
There
Mr.
may be a
Miller.
small amount left, it was all appropriated to the, jail program and, was not used. Quite simply, we had to scramble to, use, I believe it was probably $35,000 of it at the end, or it would be going back, we would lose it. So this year when the funding dropped to a level that was way less than what they had given us to provide the program a year, about $21,000 less. We, said we couldn't fund it, so we, chose to try to use those funds.
Madam Chairman, this financial sheet that Mr. Jones has handed out, says 24 hours per week at $50 per hour, $1,200 per week, $4,800 per month, totals $57,600. Just say it, that's the information he contained.
It's not the information that was given to us, it's what was actually billed to the county. I don't have the figures with me, but, they really got what was necessary. Way less than that, we would not have had that happen any less than $73,000.
So is this number the number that was billed last year, or is this what is needed to do next year?
I can respond to that if you want. That is the cost if we did 24 hours a week at $50 per hour, which is what we put in the memo of understanding and agreement with the county. The issue was that it took us a while to get the paperwork done and to get everything agreed to and to get staff in place. So what was actually billed for the course of the last year was not for 12 months. It was for when we were able to get started from then. So yes, there was less billed than what you're seeing on that sheet. What is on that sheet is if we did the full 24 hours per week for an entire 12 months.
And this is what we can expect right now because the program's already going, already set.
Yes, because Amanda's already doing it, she's already in place, we can start that now. The other thing too is, if 24 hours a week is too much, we could talk with John and the sheriff about looking at doing fewer hours, maybe meeting just twice a week instead of 3 times a week. I mean, we can be flexible with the program. That's why I wouldn't want to go less than 2 times a week because it's supposed to be intensive. So, I mean, we're more than happy to work with in any way to make that happen if that's a possibility. So, but no, that is not what was billed. That is what would be expected if we did it for a full 12 months. But if you remember, everything started way after July 1st because we had to get everything in place.
Anyone else with a question? Okay, then we'll move on to number 3 is the commissioners forum. You have any commissioners that would like to speak?
Just a question.
Okay.
Madam Chair. It's my desire to speak under number 7 in the agenda. That's when the department head for the highway is going to be chosen. Will you allow me to make a statement then, or should I make a statement now?
Make the statement now.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Hi, everybody. Commissioner President. Brian Hicks, I'm going to talk about Brian for about 3 minutes. I knew Brian's father better than I know him. And it is of my opinion that that will fall too far from the tree. When I was a child, there was a softball field built next to my house. I'm a kid, and many men, grown men, on Sawyerville area, Hard Roads, Woods, Hickses. There's 3 Hicks brothers, Marshall, Aubrey, and Dwayne. Aubrey was Brian's father. I looked up to these men, I loved them, I kept up with them after softball was over with and up until they're passing away. There was also 3 Hicks sisters. You had a Melon at the top of the hill, had 4 kids, I won't name them all. Peggy at the bottom of the hill, 4 kids, I won't name them all. And he had Leah, the youngest sister, lived next door to me. Leah was my second mother. That was the home I wanted to live in. That's where I was at. I'm watching the Big Show and the Addams Family, and all these shows that come out about that town, Walking on the Moon, the Monsters, that type of stuff. The first Beatles song I ever heard was in that house. The first Grand Funk Railroad song I ever heard was in that house. That's where I wanted to live. That's who I wanted to be. Except one day out of the month. One day out of the month on a Sunday, Harry come down off the hill with his hair clippers and cut all the men's hair real short. I didn't go up there that day. That being said, I think enough of the Hickses, which Leah was a Johnson after marriage, that I've got a son that's almost 40 years old. His name is Terry Mark. He was named after Leah Hicks's 2 sons, Terry Johnson, Mark Johnson. And one more note, and I'm going to sit down. The fabulous pig pen that was developed and built by his grandfather Gardner. I'm sure most of us my age have visited at least 1 or 2 times. Thank you, Chair. I'm going to yield the floor.
Do we have any other commissioner that would like to speak now? Commissioner Holland, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to speak on behalf of Brian Hicks for Road Superintendent. I have worked with Brian for 3 years now with the Highway Department. I've also have known Brian for quite a few years. He is genuine and trustworthy, and I believe he will fill in the opening for Road Superintendent with integrity and honesty. He also has the trust of the employees at the Highway Department, and I believe that they would also like to see the commission vote Brian in to lead them. Right now, I would like to recognize the majority of the Highway Department employees. If we would please stand. So we have quite a few. Thank y'all. So in short, I believe that Brian Hicks will be an asset to finish out Bud Carter's term. Thank you, and I yield the floor.
Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Price?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I've actually got 2 topics I would like to briefly talk about. Stay on task here. I received a phone call from one of my constituents in District 6, Northern Benton County, 2 days ago regarding a topic that's been discussed quite a bit. I know Commissioner Arnold's tackled this one, and several others have. Right here in our county, we have a growing problem with people, trash, especially sewage, coming to the top of the ground, right down here by our beautiful lake, and finding its way right into the Tennessee River, untreated. People are benefiting from the sewage being pumped to the top of the ground. We've had a lot of rain, haven't we? Maybe that's the culprit. I don't think so. It doesn't, even when it's dry. It's been going on for years. I have personally contacted TDEC and asked them to step in and go look at these areas and find out why we got sewage flowing on top of the ground in some of our resort areas. Hopefully they can help us with it. That's all I'll say about that. The next thing I'd like to talk about is being represented by a county attorney. I like the idea of having a county attorney right over here about where Miss Candy's seated, and having access to that county attorney when we have these meetings. So we have a person that can ask questions, legal advice. I know Mr. Melton would always come back to us. If he didn't have the answer, he would find the answer. He would come to it. Also, his predecessor did the same thing. That being said, Mr. Mayor, I would really like for us to consider having another county attorney back on at our, that's accessible to us, especially during our meetings. I'm not saying it has to be there 24/7, but I just think it would be a good thing for us to have legal representation.
I agree 100%. Finding someone to be the county attorney has been a challenge, and I will have y'all someone to vote on next month. I've been talking to them for about 2 months, trying to get the right person, and I think I found them. So I will have that on the agenda next month.
Thank you very much. We
Yes, sir.
appreciate that, and yes, it needs to be the right person. That's all
Be the right person. Yeah.
All right, that's all I have.
Thank
I
you.
yield the floor. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Fowler?
Yes, ma'am. What I'm going to talk about is the buying of property. I went through the deeds, and it looks like the industrial board owns a lot of property. I think we just purchased the property right beside Mr. Berry's museum on 641 to extend through to get to the industrial board. And nothing wrong with the people that's on the industrial board. You've got John, you've got Scott, Mr. Pafford, and all them good people. But I just think we need to address the situation of having 5 people, just 5 people to buy property for the county when we, the board, the sitting body, is the people elected. Now, them negotiating and looking at, but going out and buying that property, I know it makes it easier for 5 to agree, but the people of Benton County have elected 18 of us. I think we spent over maybe $1 million, $2 million, $3 million on property last year. And the chatter is, some people are thinking we're going to have to raise property taxes next year. That's what the chatter is. That's my main concern. I know we've got a board looking into how we can start looking at property before 4 or 5 individuals vote and buy property. Haven't we been looking into that, Mr. Murphy?
We had a special meeting of the budget committee to discuss that, but we were not that formal about that. And the private act committee is discussed it sparingly, but we're not taking it up.
I think it's something we really need to look into because, we talked about one time, I guess we got Mr. Berry sued. Don't even know where that's going. Know what attorney is handling that right there. Because at one time we thought he was going to take over the airport. So, and no, really, I'm not complaining about the people on the industrial board. I just don't think we need to be giving 5 people the individual power to buy property for Benton County without coming through this board and being discussed. That's what my concerns are. And then like I said, hey, and hold up, I got about 2 minutes. The side of it is, this property is in the industrial board's name. So, and I'm sure there's no problems, but you always plan for the worst and hope for the best. And I think everybody in this commission here needs to be involved in the buying of property. I yield the floor.
Is Miss Jennifer Wheatley here tonight?
And I had spoken
I
to
thought
her.
she would be able to name the members of that board if she was here.
Yeah, they're
So
fine.
it was a lot more than 1.3 million. It's more like 3.5 million that we've purchased over the last 3 years through the industrial
Right.
board. But
Does that include the Smith property?
let me finish what I'm saying, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
That money was purchased with 90 or 95% grants that the industrial board and myself applied for.
Mm-hmm.
The last property we bought was 560 acres for $2 million.
Right.
It cost the county $100,000. The other properties,
What property was that? What
that was
property
the
was it?
560 acres on the bypass right across from the
You're
racetrack.
talking about the Smith property?
Yep.
Bought by TVA, state, or whoever, right?
No, it was a grant that we got from the governor gave us a grant for that because he feels the need in Benton County to have a lot like that because of the electricity that we have there. We've got like 50 megawatts of power directly from TVA on that lot.
So the state of
And with
Tennessee
all the
will
growth,
want that.
and with all the growth in West Tennessee with the Blue Oval and all, they said, yes, you apply for this and we'll get it for you and we'll move forward. Because Benton County is a distressed county and we need jobs there. And y'all have all the infrastructure on that piece of property and we think it's a great idea. So we'll give you 95% of the money to buy it with, so it'll help your county out and you won't have to use the tax money.
That's cool.
So the other properties you're talking about were not all of them, but the majority of them were all bought with grants. They weren't bought with
Which
property
ones?
tax. They weren't bought with property tax money. They weren't bought with sales tax money that affects our yearly budget. It was bought with money that we had in grants that would help us with industrial recruitment and buying capital outlay projects. And
so
that's
how-
what that money's for.
So I talked with Miss Wheatley about that, and what she said the most important thing is great. Having John with the Benton County water system is great. Having Scott Owens is great.
Well, you're
And
naming
hold up. You asked,
you're naming off some that's not actually on the board, like myself.
right?
And
But it is
Roger
good to have
Pafford and Scott Owens. They're there for support and their knowledge in the fields that they're in, but they're there just to talk. They don't vote. You have a 5 or 7 member board that's actually appointed that makes the decisions.
Who is those 5?
I wish Miss Wheatley was here.
Okay. Well, I actually talked with Miss Wheatley.
You have
and,
John Killen, Jeff Bilal,
right.
the guy that owns Arnold Fabricating. You
Keith
got
Arnold.
Chris Medlin. You have
Sherry Kim Dudley.
Tony
And it's
Brewer.
great.
And
Look.
who's the other one?
Sherry Kim Dudley.
And it's a great deal. But
Yeah, Justin Hargrove. Every one of them have a specific field that they're in that can help and bring to that board. This board is the most amazing board that we've ever had in Benton County.
yeah, if you want to buy property,
Well,
it
and
is.
all for recruiting industry and doing the things that an industrial board does.
Art.
If you look across the state, almost every government works that way, every county government. You fund them. Now, you say y'all don't have any input in it. Any money that we've put in the budget for the industrial board, y'all have known exactly what they're gonna do with that money. We've made that clear, and y'all have approved it to give them the money to purchase this stuff. So it's not going against this board to have them to do that. Every single time, y'all have got to vote on that before the money is given to the industrial board.
You know,
Y'all are the
I've
ones-
seen it.
You're
in
the
the
one.
I've seen it in the back.
Mr. Fowler, please
this
don't
board is
interrupt.
a-
Let him finish.
Okay, got it.
This board holds the purse strings to everything in Benton County. The industrial board don't have any money of their own. They only have the money that this board gives them. And this board knows exactly what they're gonna do with it before we give it to them. So
Seal, is that correct?
You are represented.
We provide the funds for them, and it has to be voted on by the commission to do that. And if you want to look at this year's budget, we budgeted $265,000 of grant money, not property tax money, for grant matches that the industrial board has applied for. And one of them, I know that we have moved, I guess we're coming into the 3rd phase. We passed the 2nd phase and have had information requested to go into the, what I would call the 3rd phase.
Right.
So that is correct.
Okay, but do you still not think that this commission should be involved in the purchase of it, not just putting money there to have it to deal with, to make a decision on?
When you give them money, you give them money for specific things, such as to make grant matches, and they have to get the grant before they can buy the property. If they don't get the grant, there's not gonna be enough money in match to buy the property. But they have the ability to offer things to companies that we can't offer.
Then why can't we?
They also, know the value of keeping the information that has been requested quiet, because companies do not really public knowledge.
So all this property we've bought then, we've got somebody already wanting it then? Is that what you're saying?
I can't tell you, they won't tell me that information.
Well, I know, I talked with,
You know, they're not gonna tell anybody that, but they get these requests, the RIS request for information.
you know, when I talked with her, they said there was a request going around for the seat making. Miss Wheatley said she never got an RFI on that. And, I wish she was here, so we won't go into depth of what me and her talked about. But the main thing is, we were elected to help buy this property, and whatever we do with taxpayer, whether it's only 5% of it, whether it's 15, you talk about the Smith property out there across from the racetrack. Yeah, that's big money. It still cost us a holding fee for 3 or 4 years. We paid $150,000. And of course, TVA, the state of Tennessee, probably has a plan for it. We got a big methane producer right across the road. So keep that in mind. But anyways, I yield the floor. I just think we should be involved in purchasing a property instead of just finding out about it, and we worry about everything being in the industrial board's name. If you're worried about someone trying to steal the airport, what would happen if all this is in somebody else's name? Again, I yield the floor, sorry.
Okay, I will give you your answer about the board. There is a 7-member board, it's not 5 members.
Okay.
And the 7 comes from the charter. It's written in the charter that there be 7 members, and there are 7 members. And as far as the industrial board, it's a law that we have an industrial board.
That's fine, but do they choose, them 7 people choose what's right for Benton County, or what the people of Benton County has elected us to?
They do, and then they come before
Okay.
us.
No, they
We're
don't.
gonna move on.
All right, good
Okay,
deal.
we're getting off track this week. Do we have any other commissioner that wants to say anything?
Madam Chair, the industrial board, I'll agree with Mark, this is the best industrial board Benton County's had, and we've had good folks.
No
We've
doubt.
got a leader now that's out recruiting industry for Benton County.
And she does a good job.
And, like Roseanne said, you gotta have an industrial board, because when they get requests for certain type of property, that director goes out and looks for property, that board looks for property. And the thing about it is, most important is confidentiality. We do have control of the purse strings, because we put the money, if it's matching money for buying some property for an industry to go into, we have to vote on that. So we do have control. Yes, it's in the name of the industrial board, like Phil says, there's things they do different. But, confidentiality is the main thing that you have to deal with when you're recruiting into. They won't tell nobody, who's coming in, who's looking at a particular property. They'll get a request from TBA or from the governor's office or the development council, and they'll say, this is an industry that's looking for this type of property, what do you have to offer? So they find those properties, they negotiate. Confidentiality is the main thing. Can you imagine this board trying to keep its mouth shut? There ain't no way it works. They can't do it. We're much glad about it. It will not happen. So some people tell us everything they know about everything. And, I ain't saying that about Jerry, but, but you gotta have it, the true industry. We do have control of the purse strings. And we've made some, good, investments in the county for that 500 acres. There's not a place in West Tennessee that's got to offer what we've got here in Benton County with the highways, the gas, the electric, the money we got free from the government. Hey, I'll trade $100,000 for $2 million any day of the week. They were telling you what size pads they need to be built out there. You've got to move along. You've got to have something to offer. Because if you don't, Carroll County will, Henderson County will, or Jackson. So you've got to have that board that can negotiate.
Well, you're putting it out there like we're buying this property because we've got an RFI looking for that property. Now, we're buying this property thinking on we're going to get an RFI, hoping that we'll get something. Now, yes, the Smith property is a totally different thing. We've been paying a holding fee of what, $20,000, $30,000 a year on that place? First bid on it? How much? How much is $5,000? Good deal. Is it about $20,000, $30,000 altogether? We need to go 5 years or not?
I think 25.
Okay. Well, see, we've been holding on that. And it's a good deal because state of Tennessee or TVA, boom, they got a plan for it, I'm sure. And that's awesome. But the way you're putting this out is that industrial board gets an RFI, we run out and buy that property because we got somebody coming. That ain't the way it's working. We're buying property, and yes, it's adjoining. We bought Melanie Bell's property. That was a great deal that joins across the road. That's awesome. And I know we got this road up here, but everybody in this room out here needs to be involved in that. And if it's that big a secrecy, ain't no drug deals going on with it or anything, do you think, underhanded or not?
Well, I'll tell you this. You've got to have something to offer somebody when they're looking for something. You know.
Man, you pushing that blue oval, son. That's about
Mr. Fowler, would you please not talk when other people are
You know,
talking?
that you're advertising, hey, I'm in the body shop business, and they want an estimate, they come to you and say, well, I want an estimate, well, say, well, I ain't got my shop open yet, let me find the location, find my tools, and then I'll give you an estimate. You gotta
Like
have
real
something, you gotta have something to offer them, is all I'm saying, and we've got a good board that does it. We bought some good property out by the industrial park, we got the rail, we got the gas, we got the electric, stuff that nobody else has got, and hopefully, we'll get something.
surely we got enough in there now, right?
Yeah, I hope we do. But, you know, who knows, somebody may come up with something else.
Anyone else? Okay, we're going to move on then from the
Wish you would've
Commissioners
drawn
Forum
that
to,
out.
number 4 on your agenda. Our County Mayor, do you have anything you want to say?
I would just like to follow up with Dwayne on one thing on that. What Keith said is exactly true. You can't wait for an RFI to start looking for a piece of property. If they send an RFI, it's a company that's ready to build. You have to plan for the future.
Mhm.
So
We
and
got all
that's-
four
no, hold
corners
on.
covered.
Let me finish, please. You have to plan for the future, and that's what we have been lacking in Benton County, my whole life and your whole life, is we've been waiting for the big company to come. They come, they send RFIs weekly, different companies. If you don't have something ready, and that's what we're trying to do with this 560 acres, we're not even close to being ready. It's not gonna happen next year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you don't have it, and if you're not making the improvements, I mean, the state's told us what improvements need to be made out there. We need to move 1 million cubic yards of dirt. We need to get a road cut in there. They need 1 million square foot pad and a 2 million square foot pad. They know what's looking to come in Tennessee, in West Tennessee. But if there's not a place available, you think they're coming here? They're not. They're not gonna wait on you for 3 years to get it ready.
And I
You have got to plan ahead, and that's something we've not done in Benton County my whole life. So we're trying to get it done and plan ahead so we can get some decent paying jobs in here for the people where they don't have, their kids don't have to move off to get a decent paying job.
I understand the Smith
really
property.
good, but you have to think ahead. And that's why we have an industrial board. They understand that. And they know what the state's asking them to do, and that's what we're working
Well,
toward.
you're talking specifically for the Smith property.
No,
I'm talking about all.
I'm talking about
Well,
every
you
piece
just
of property.
said the state and all that, and you're talking about everything out
I'm
there.
talking about
And I
every piece of
understand that point because the state of
If you're
Tennessee
getting
or
5 or 6
CDA bought that
If
property.
you're getting 5 or 6 RFIs a week and you don't have a piece of property to show them,
Mm-hmm.
you having to pass.
Boom, we got it then. Do we need any more?
Not right now, no. What I'm saying is we've got the 2 pieces of the Bell property and we have a small tract in the industrial park. That's all we have. When I become mayor, all we had was 20 acres in the industrial park. So you get all these RFIs all year, 30 or 40 of them, and you have to pass on them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I felt the need to get the Bell property. That's why I felt the need to get the Gossip property up the interstate, because on the interstate, that's where you're gonna start seeing growth for industry.
Right.
So we've got that property, we got the 2 pieces of Bell property and the Smith property now.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm like you, I think we've bought enough, but we've got something that our industrial board and Jennifer Wheatley can work with and answer these RFIs and tell them what we have, and they could come to a site visit, just like we had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you know, we talk about the property up the interstate and, you know, nothing wrong with volunteer, but we sold a prime piece of property there to make $150,000. We thought there's 80 employees working there. It's all tangible items. If we make RFIs like that, we're losing money. It's right across the road from another asphalt plant. The Monroe property, ain't no telling what the county highway department has spent on straightening Gossip Road and what we spent on doing the surveys to move all the property lines and everything like that nature. There's got to be a point that, you know, we're only so big. We're maybe 17,000 people here in Benton County. There's only 8,000, maybe 500 people registered to vote. About 50% of those are senior citizens. So that ought to tell you, we don't really have a great big workforce here. And I was hoping when we bought that property that we sold to Volunteer, and it's kind of pitched to us, we might have something that bring in a sales tax base. Something like Love's Truck Stop that brings in between $25,000 and $29,000 of sales tax to us a month. I just don't, you know, and I don't want to sound like anybody in the past.
Mr.
But anytime
Fowler,
you bring
would
in big
please-
industry, you're
please get to
you're
your
gonna have people
statement, please.
driving in.
We're working on this
We need to
industry,
move on.
we're working on everything. But to say that the volunteer property that we purchased, my first year or two, when we first got here, this administration, we made $200,000 on the piece of property, and we've got a company that's invested several $1 million that they are paying personal property and land tax on. And they're have 60 to 70 employees up there that we didn't have. Yes, they do.
Okay, let's,
But I'm saying,
We can argue
we're
about
going
this.
to
you
move
can
on.
argue every point, and it
You
looks
got
like
Steve
you will,
Skates
and that's
working
fine.
great
But
guy.
don't misrepresent
Mr. Arnold.
it when you're telling it. All I'm trying to do is say what the actual facts are when you're misrepresenting it.
I'm not
I'm very
misrepresenting
proud.
anything. I'm tired of
I'm
hearing
very
that about
proud.
that. There ain't no
I'm
80
very-
employees.
Hey, it's the mayor's time.
Okay, go ahead.
Please let me speak. You butt in
Thank you,
every
Mr.
single time.
Okay.
I'm just trying to correct what you're saying because you only do
You
this
ain't
on.
correcting nothing. You're lying over it.
Would you please let me speak? I'm just trying to correct what you're
You're
saying.
not correcting. You're giving your point of
Mr.
view.
Fowler, this is your last warning, please.
I'm
do
just
not
trying to
interrupt
correct what you're saying
anybody
because
else.
you're misrepresenting to the people on Facebook Live, which is the only time you want to talk to me. So
I have
everybody
no
can
other
see
reason
what you're
to talk to
doing.
you because
Yeah,
it's full of
everybody
shit
can see.
every time.
Everybody can see what you're doing. I'm just bringing it to the table.
Okay, well, let's
I'm
move
learning a
on.
lesson on you.
Commissioner Arnold, you're recognized.
Quick thing, and I'm gonna sit down.
Make it quick,
The
please.
interstate, I count numbers back. We do have a business going in at Holland on 641. A gentleman bought 30 acres. He's putting in a warehouse, I think for his business out in Kentucky. Putting in a row on some property, and he's going to hopefully sell some more lots off to other people. I sold him that property back several months ago. As far as straightening the Gossett Road, Wallymo, they sold their business to the largest manufacturer of car haulers in the country, and they're planning on expanding that. I understand from hire 50, 100 people. Once they expand it, that's the information we received. So, and I know the volunteers been a sore spot for you, Dwayne, and
It has.
and it has, and I wouldn't have favored buying that land at the time. And I think at the time, you said, well, you don't get something, we'd have a beautiful bean field. Well, we've got something every side of bean field, and yes, they're across from D-Mint, but they save the city, 30, odd numbers, $30, $40, $50,000 difference on bids on on some asphalt work that was done in the city. They would have bid a lot lower than the D-Mint was. So, it did save the city some money on their paving. Like I said, you've gotta have some beans on the shelf if you're gonna run a grocery store, and we've gotta have some property to offer these people when they come in. And like Mark said, all of our life, we was in school, nobody made a move to build an industrial park, they finally built one, and they complained about it, we got some jobs, and hopefully we'll get something else, and I'm done, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Number 5 on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. I need a motion and a second. A motion from Commissioner Preston to approve the minutes, and second by Commissioner Miller.
Speak, please.
About the minutes, okay, you're recognized.
Madam Chair, thank you. The minutes of the meeting June the 30th, the night that we voted and passed the budget. There was I asked for a notation in the written minutes twice. And at the bottom, the page number says 6760. And for those of you in the audience that don't know what the motion to amend the budget was about, it was to increase the cost of living raise that the county employees are going to get from 3% to 4%. Now back to the notation. The first notation is very clear and right on point. Commissioner Preston wants to make a motion to amend the 2025-26 budget to increase the cost of living raise for the county employees from 3% to 4%. Commissioner Baines seconded the motion to amend the 2025-2026 budget to reflect this. Chairman Roseanne Ward announced the motion to amend the 26 budget was out of order. That's proper. That's very well worded. Now, watching this on the video, I see myself kind of stumbling through this second attachment or notation. And I'd like to clear it up just a little bit. I'm not gonna read it out loud to everybody, but I'm gonna tell you what I would like to have said. I challenge the chair's decision on not allowing me to amend the budget. The chair denied my challenge. Now, I turn to page 7 in the rules of order. And I'm going to read a couple of lines to everybody. Appeal of ruling. This is the Benton County rules and procedures that we operate by. It's approved by the state of Tennessee. Any member of the body may appeal to the body from the ruling of the chairperson. A majority vote of the members present will decide the appeal. Will decide, does it stand or does it fall? I'm going to read that one more time. Any member of the body may appeal to the body from the ruling of the chairperson. The majority vote of the members present will decide the appeal. Chair, Madam Chair, thank you. I yield the floor. Any questions on the notation? I would like it noted in these minutes right now. Just for a little clarification, I appeal the chair's decision on not allowing me to amend the budget. The chairperson denied my challenge, my appeal. Thank you. I yield the floor.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the minutes. If you're in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Do we have any opposed? Okay, none likewise, so the minutes are approved. Number 6 is the report of the public utilities. I need a motion and a second. A motion by Commissioner Miller and a second by Commissioner Bain. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? None likewise. Number 7 on the agenda is the appointment of the road supervisor to fill term. I got just a little something to say, and then I'm going to turn it over to the mayor. When Mr. Carter decided to retire, it caused a distinct situation to come up, something that had never happened there before. We were told different ways to handle that situation by different state departments and authorities. But if anybody has ever dealt with the government, you know that that's what happens sometimes. You get one answer from somebody and you'll get another answer from somebody else. So then that causes a confusion of, you know, which is the way to handle this situation. Well, that has come up now. We've been contacted, or the mayor, not me, the mayor has been contacted about this situation. So some unpredicted things have come up about how we are to handle it. And that's all I'm going to say. The same thing happened, I just want you to understand, when the previous mayor, Lashley, when he decided to go on tour, that was a very confusing situation. How do we handle this? You know, so it was the same way kind of we went through that. And so this is kind of the same thing. Well, now the mayor has been contacted, and I'm going to let him take it from here and let him explain.
So when we first originally talked to Buck and he said he was going to retire, we checked with Secretary of State to find out exactly. Buck actually checked with them all, and they also told us that the procedure would be as we started, that Buck would name his predecessor until the next commission meeting, and then the commission would vote on who that person would be to fulfill that spot until the next election. Well, that's what we were told on the phone. So there'd been quite a few questions asked since that happened, and I had Charlie to contact them and say, send us something in writing through an email so we'll have the exact way we're supposed to handle this. And when they sent that to us, it was exactly opposite of what we were told on the phone, pretty much. And so we started contacting several people and getting it in writing, and it seems that Buck did it correct on appointing someone in his absence. Well, that person is not certified to run for office yet because the state highway board has not certified people, and they normally don't until right before an election. So we asked CTAS, we asked the Secretary of State's office and all to get us an email to exactly how it's supposed to go. And this is what we were told. Buck's appointment will stand for at least 120 days or up to 120 days. The county commission, this legislative body, can and will appoint someone, but they can't do it until someone is certified to be a highway official. So y'all can't just put in someone to fulfill that spot until the next election. The person has to be certified. We called the highway board, talked to them more than once, several times. They said that they're not going to meet to certify anybody until February or so, when every other county is running and they're certifying all the candidates. So we're going to have to work that out, because CTAS, Mike Gailey, today said, if you don't get somebody in that 120-day period, then the state could cut off your highway money. You have to have a certified highway superintendent running your office. That's why they give you 120 days. So that's something that we're going to have to work out over the next 120 days. But as it stands right now, Buck's appointment will stand until we have someone who is certified for you guys to vote on. Is that the way you understand it? That's the way I understand it. Charlie, is that what we got? Talking to everybody. We spent all day long on it today with different departments and all. So unfortunately, we won't be able to vote on that tonight. I don't know how many people were here tonight, if you don't mind, to tell me who all's here that was going to ask for that position. So if you're the only one here to ask for that position tonight, you're already in that position, so it's not affecting you. I would urge you, and we'll be talking over the next few days, to go ahead and send your packet in to the State Highway Board. So maybe they will act on that, and this commission can make it legal so we don't mess up on our highway money come from the state. I'll get with you and we'll get together this week and try to make that happen. And we'll put the ball in their field. We'll put the ball in their field so we're not dragging our feet. And I guess we'll need to publish that, so if anyone else wants to try to get certified before this commission votes on it, that would give them the opportunity also.
It has to be before 120 days.
Yeah, so, less than 3 months, we need to act on this.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Could we talk with Buck, and in the event it goes beyond 120 days, contract him, since he is approved, until we can get legality?
That's an amazing question, and that's something I'll have to check into and see whether he would even be open for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if that's something that we could do, I don't know that answer. I really don't. So it gets really complicated because there's only two offices really in this county, and that's the sheriff and the highway superintendent that has more credentials that you have to be certified. So that's why it's different than the mayor. When we had to appoint someone for Brett Lashley, it could have been anyone, but it's not the case with highway superintendent or sheriff. There's certain criteria they have to meet that is pretty stringent. So over this next few weeks, we will get y'all more information on that and try to figure out what we're doing going forward. But I don't feel, after talking to everybody today, we shouldn't vote on that tonight because we don't have a certified person. Buck?
I'll say something about it. When all this was going down, I contacted the certification board officer, and they told me that then that they would not be certified until the next election.
That's what they told me today too.
And I said, you know what, I don't think so. I think that whoever goes in there is going to have to be certified. He has his paperwork ready to go, has had for a long time. And we were willing to send it on and to it, and they said, no, don't do that.
They told me that today. They said, don't send it to us. We're not doing it till February.
What are we going to do?
We're going to have to go to Nashville and talk to them.
Yeah. I'll make a few calls tomorrow.
Okay.
Chairman.
Yes, yes, sir.
Mayor, do you have a clue how the 120 days was decided?
It's the law.
Like from what day? Are you talking about from what day till we start the 120
June 30th
days?
is when Buck's last day, that 120 days starts ticking.
Okay.
So July 1st, we have 120 days from July 1st.
You know, extension on that 120 days is
I
probably.
do not know. I do not know.
The letter that you received, not right now, but could in days coming, could I have a copy of it?
Charlie, can you send that to all the commissioners if you don't mind?
Thank you.
We just got that today, by the way. Mr. Lashley?
I was gonna complain, but now this is kind of, screwed my whole complaint up.
Sorry
About the way we, fill vacancies. We were gonna take nominations one night, hear whoever comes up here and says, I'd like to fill a vacancy for this spot or that spot or whatever. So within 30 minutes, we're hearing who would like to fill a vacancy and then voting on it. I like to see some type of change in procedure where we get nominations 1 month and vote on it the next meeting. Give us a month to kind of vet the people that we want to fill that. So I'm not sure whether that's written or how we would change that, but that's something I'd like to bring up to consider.
The way it's been done in the past is the way it's written. When you have a vacancy, it comes before the county commission and they vote on whoever comes up and asks for it. That's the way it's written. But y'all can change that if you want to as far as our procedures. I don't know if this is the one to change it on because we're going to be under a timeline, but we will get you the people's names as soon as possible if you want us to.
Well,
Because I understand you want to do a
open
little
nomination
vetting.
in front of the commission and then accept the nominations and vote on it on the next meeting. I'm not sure where it's written in rules, procedures, like he's got a rules of order, ever how our county commission rules are set up. But that's something I like to consider because we filled some vacancies just one night within 20, 30 minutes.
I know.
I don't think that's a good way to do it.
No,
Okay.
thank you.
Anyone else?
Madam Chairman,
Commissioner Murphy?
while, this may not be binding or hold us to anything, I think that it would be appropriate tonight with these folks here, with Brian here, that maybe we, offer a motion to affirm Buck's choice until such time as all the legal matters are worked out, and give Brian a little confidence that he's our guy, that we concur with what Buck has done in nominating him, and go with that until we work out the legalities. Would that be out of order?
I think a vote of confidence wouldn't be out of order. I think a vote of nomination or giving him the job from this commission would be against the law because you can only vote for a certified candidate.
So do you want to make that in the form of a motion?
I would like to move, Madam Chairman, that, vote of confidence for Brian to serve in that capacity until such time as, we work out the legalities.
Second.
Okay. A second by Commissioner Price. We're having to give him time to get this written and put in the minutes because it's something that wasn't in the minutes. Okay. Instead of reporting.
Is this necessary or even appropriate? Because
I don't know
I mean,
that.
she's our only nominee. He's the only one look like he's been, I mean, I don't want to run afoul of some rule.
Yeah, I don't know that it's.
I mean, I'm fine with probably a good choice, but I don't want to run off Try to.
Mr. Lashley, I think it would be fine to give a vote of confidence, but it does not need to say appointment, up there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't make the appointment, yet. Y'all will be able to, but a vote of confidence
The
is.
county commission is in support of the possible nominee.
Right.
Just to concur with Buck's recommendation, just support that until such time as, it's probably not necessary, but the whole highway department is here, and I think we owe them a little something. I mean, that's just me.
I don't disagree.
Second.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I just wouldn't want to run afoul of some rule.
Right.
Like you said, appointment or whatever. I think we're all in favor
Okay.
for the most part.
So all in favor of the vote of confidence for Brian Hicks for road supervisor? Say aye. Are there anyone that opposes that? So there are no one that opposed. So, Mr. Hicks, you have our vote of confidence. And I appreciate all the highway department coming. We appreciate you coming tonight, and we apologize that it turned out like it did, but when you deal with the government, that's just the way it happens sometimes, and we gotta get it right, so. Okay, but thank y'all for coming. Number 8 on the agenda is
Resolution.
Resolution 1. It's a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to reappoint Phil Melton to the Benton County Electric System Board for a term of 4 years. I have a motion by Commissioner Murphy and a second by Commissioner Hall. You're recognized.
Madam Chair, forgive me, I'm a little bit hoarse tonight. I've looked around the room and I haven't seen Scott Owens from the electric department. Scott, good to see you, man. Scott wrote a letter concerning this resolution addressed to the mayor. The letter was put in all the commissioners' package, and I just have a few simple questions. And so I'm going to turn and face you, Scott. I'll ask you the questions that are being asked in the hallway behind closed doors. Did you in any way write this letter against your will?
No, sir.
Come on up. I accept your answer. That's good enough. Were you manipulated or were you forced in any way?
No, sir.
Thanks for that answer. Did you have any fingers crossed while you wrote that letter?
No.
Thank you, Scott. Would you reconsider calling the mayor in the open statement honorable?
No.
Well, I would lose it. That's all I wanted from you.
I respect his position as mayor, period.
I'm just having a little fun. Okay. I'm having a little fun. I am going to have a serious statement. Excuse me, Scott. I'm going to back Phil. I'm going to vote for Phil unless somebody says something tonight to change my mind. But I am going to make a statement.
Are you under the influence? We need drug drive.
The appointment of the budget chair to a high-paying committee, and I consider this a high-paying committee.
Wait just a minute, I don't make that appointment.
I didn't say nothing about you.
You said the appointment chair.
Okay, forgive me. I stand corrected.
Okay.
The appointment of the mayor to a high-paying committee position.
Hey, let me say one thing before you finish there. I don't make that appointment either. I make a recommendation to this board. You're gonna vote on that. You make the appointment, okay?
Your words are well taken. The appointment of the mayor to a high-paying committee position could be perceived as a reward for the work on budget, potentially influencing their decisions on future budget matters. I think that I have seen this in the past. I'm not gonna be real specific about it.
I'll allow you to have more time, but I want to tell you something. When you have a board member that serves on a board that is very important, I figure longevity helps because they know all the integral parts of the electric system and all. The only reason that I am putting Mr. Melton's name back up for reappointment is because of his knowledge of what's going on at the electric company, and because the people on the electric company say that he is a good member in good standing. So that's my only reason. You can accuse me of anything you want to, but I guarantee you that has no influence on me whatsoever about the budget.
I doubt that sometimes.
I know you do. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I normally wouldn't speak when you speak, but when you're accusing me of something like that, I feel like I have to.
Could this be an appointment based on loyalty? Further erode government trust? I yield the floor.
Please.
Thank you, Mark.
Just to address the letter that I did write, I wrote that letter myself concerning Mr. Melton's performance on the board. The board members are 5. In the Tennessee Code's annotated, it says there shall be a member of the governing body that serves on our board. I know that Phil serves in a hard position working for budget, but I also know that he has taken a deep dive with the electric system. He has a good foundation of operational knowledge for the electric system. His decisions and different things that he makes with the board, whether they're good, bad, or other, are well versed. They're well researched. And that's why I asked for a reappointment for Mr. Melton. He has served, he's been present. We've had board members on the board previously that have been absent and they'd be there a meeting and miss a meeting and be there a meeting and miss a meeting. And his attendance, one thing I do send every summer to no matter what mayor is in office is a board report card that shows what training that the board members have elected to attend, what they have missed, because it is a large operation, just like the county commission. And it takes even a new board member, I would say 1 to 2 years really to just, if not more, to get acquainted with our federal accounting practices that we have to do on the electric side of things. And I fully support Mr. Melton if the county commissioners wish him to be elected back to the board with no bias or bias toward Mark Ward at all. As far as, I mean, I've talked to you many a times, any questions that you have, but he served and he served well. And I'm glad to have him as a member of the electric board.
Thank you, Mr. Bowens. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Commissioner
I
Fowler?
know, you hate it, don't you? Look, I don't know about the buy side of it, but keeping the same commissioner, nothing, I don't vote for Phil, but I think we need to rotate commissioners out so everybody learns a little bit about that. I don't think it should be something that gets done and done and done again. I think, especially commissioner appointments, I don't think they should, if there's something appointed by the mayor to set the mayor or something, I don't think it's anything that should extend past a mayor's term on the commissioner's side of it, something of that nature. So it's something we need to look into. And nothing, Phil, I think the world of you, but I think not really, that's my toes. But it is one of the highest paying boards. What's it pay to sit on? 300. And it ain't the point of the money side of it, but everybody should learn about the electric company. I'm going to be strictly honest with you. I feel that maybe a couple of them positions on that electric board needs to be voted on every 2 years, put it in on our vote cycle or something, pick 2 or something of that nature. But as far as commissioners, I think we should let everybody understand how the electric company works and give an opportunity for everybody else if somebody else wants to try. I yield the floor.
Okay. It's time to vote on this resolution.
What are we running on, Chairman?
On the reappointment of Mr. Melton to the Electric System Board.
I do. Yeah, change it to yes. I was pulling a Rocky.
We have 14 yes, 2 abstain, which was Phil Melton and Brett Hart, and 2 abstain.
Okay, motion carried. Number 9 is Resolution 2, a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to appoint John Parker to the Benton County Animal Shelter Board for a term of 4 years. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Arnold. Any questions or discussion? I see none, so please vote.
You know what to change your vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Number 10, which is Resolution 3, is by Mayor Mark Ward to appoint Maureen Currens to the Benton County Animal Shelter Board for a term of 4 years. Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions? I see none, so please vote.
Anyone want to change your vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Number 11 is Resolution 4. It's a resolution by Mayor Ward to appoint Adam Deckard to the Benton County Parks and Recreation Board for a term of 4 years. I have a motion by Commissioner Hall and a second by Commissioner Arnold. Any questions? There are none, so please vote.
Anyone want to change your vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Number 12 is Resolution 4. Number 12 is Resolution 5. It's a resolution by Mayor Ward to appoint Ben Reed to the Benton County Parks and Recreation Board for a term of 4 years. I have a motion by Commissioner Douglas and a second by Commissioner Fowler. Any questions? There are none, so please vote.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I abstain for this sign off.
Okay.
Hopefully you don't think like you.
Anyone wish to change their vote?
Huh? Oh, sorry.
15 yes, 1 abstain.
Number 13 is Resolution 6. It's by Mayor Ward to seek approval and permission to enter into and execute agreements with CSR Network for in-house phone systems and internet systems. Motion by Commissioner Douglas, and we have a second by Commissioner Melton. There was no action taken by this resolution by the budget.
It is saving money, it's not spending money.
Okay.
I will tell y'all, I'd like for Scott to tell you if you don't mind, but we brought this up a couple of months ago, and I don't think we voted on it. But he's going to be able to save us $23,000 to $25,000 a year just by being our negotiator. If y'all remember, there was 2 different companies that was asking to go through all of our phone and internet bills, going to try to save us money, and they had been trying to get me to bring it before the commission for 6 months, and I finally brought it before y'all, and y'all decided not to do it and thought, well, maybe we can get somebody locally to do it. They were going to do it, and they were going to keep the first year's savings, and then we would save it from then on out. Well, after that, I asked Scott, I said, why don't you look into it and see if there actually are savings? And so he spent his time and effort to look into it, and he says just by being able to negotiate, we're not changing our carriers, TEC, whichever ones we use, Verizon, Charter, all of those will still be providing the same services. He's just negotiating it for us, and just talking to him on the very start, he's going to be able to save us $23,000 to $25,000 a year. So I urge y'all to vote for this, but I would like for Scott to say anything that I left out, because he knows more about it than I do.
So we are going to change one ISP company that is we're not getting rid of them completely. We're just removing services in one location and giving them services in another to give us a better rate. And also with TEC and all the broadband stuff that has come in, the federal monies, more doors are now open for us to have better services throughout all our county. So that's what I was going through. I finally got a hold of our bill breakdowns, and I believe y'all got the spreadsheet of what everything was actually going to wind up being, and then we're going to build an in-house phone system as well that will save us all a whole lot more money. We're going to wind up being a 53% reduction in our telecom bill.
To tell you how substantial it is, it's pretty much one full-time employee, real close, that we can actually save here. So I think it's a no-brainer, but that's up to you guys.
The reason the budget committee didn't take any action is because there wasn't anybody there to give the information to. Was the only reason.
That's stealing.
Any other questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Commissioner Price.
Scott, if you'd clarify for us, your function personally would be as negotiation with these different companies, or you're providing the service?
So, yes and no. Let me give you the transparency on that. So my other job is with SCR Networking, not just with the county IT. We buy so much internet from all these people that we get discounted rates that you guys can't get. And that's what I'm leveraging, and that's actually how I'm winding up saving money. So, I know it's going to sound bad, but you're actually buying the internet from me, but you're only buying it from me because of the discounts I can get because I buy it from everybody else. And I buy in such huge bulk. I mean, how many people here pay about a $100,000 internet bill every month? No one. So because I spend so much money on all these other companies, I get it cheaper than anybody else can. I'm passing the savings directly on to you guys. And I actually have to keep a track of all that just in case auditors or you guys want to know if I'm stealing anything. I'm not. You're all paid for it because I know how y'all think. I'm going to keep track of all those numbers. But basically, you're using me to be able to get you a better deal, is how that's actually working out. And if you want the details, I can preach off a detailed list of every month that you want. Just, you can track it.
It's kind of like a broker service. I mean, we're just using you to obtain the service.
Scott, are you under contract? I'm not familiar with your affiliation directly with the county. Are you a contractor for the county?
I am a contractor for the county. So I provide IT services for the county, which my role as your IT director is actually by you guys. So Mark can't actually fire me. It takes 2/3 of you guys to actually fire me, your IT director. Mark can't actually tell me which places to go to. He is my direct supervisor, but you guys actually hire fire. It was actually brought to a resolution 7-8 years ago. You guys will actually hire me. It's just one of my other roles being that, since I'm a contractor, I buy internet for other places, therefore I can leverage that purchasing power to help you guys. I'm a taxpayer, I live in this town as well. I make my money off my customers, I make money off other customers other than the county.
Thank you.
Commissioner Fowler.
Are you, what happens if you decide to move on to bigger and better things in Benton County? What happens is your broker system, like would you be brokering through, we call it brokering through Tech and through Spectrum, and you'd just be, because you've got so many other people, like we do in the parts world, we buy so much parts, we get a better price on it.
Right.
As far as things.
I don't have any contracts, so if I leave or you guys get tired of me, just take your services elsewhere and go wherever you want. There's no punishment or pain or contract or anything.
So would you be able to guarantee us a price per year or something for amount of time or not?
I cannot because of the fact I can't make them, I could probably do it for a year, but any more than a year I cannot because of the industry.
As far as maintenance on what you're doing, and I don't even know what you're gonna do, to be honest with you, I don't, but I wonder about it being still a third-party thing, you know what I mean? As far, well, you're a broker, I mean, you're buying the internet and you're selling it to us, correct? And it's a second, we're the third party of it. I just worry about that as far as is keeping it up and running.
So if I was to, heaven forbid, if I was to die the next day after I set it all up, you're still in good hands, because worst case scenario, if my guys can't take care of it, which I know they can, but say something happens and I'm out of the picture completely, and including my company, then all you have to do is go get another deal with TC, with NIST, with Spectrum, whoever, and they can put in, or they can take over the same system. So the computer systems I'm putting in for the phone systems are off the shelf. Any IT company can handle that and take over. You're not really locked in with me, I'm just providing the brokerage service.
And will we be paying a monthly fee for your services on that?
You would pay a monthly fee to the company, to my company, and then I would turn around and sell whatever you did that money back on. That's just kind of the whole point, I'm buying in bulk, so you pay your portion of that bulk. Does that make sense to you? Or?
Yeah, it does. It you just worry about what happens if something happens to you, or it ain't like dealing with something like tech, or like dealing with Spectrum or something like that. And like I said, you can save money, but I just wonder, what about your insurance and your and all of that stuff as far as being insured and
pay for costs.
That's all I have.
Anyone else? Okay, there are none, so it's time to vote on this resolution. He talked. Mr. Price, did you want to say anything else? Okay, I don't think there is anybody. Okay, yeah, now we're ready for a vote.
You want to change your vote? Motion 15 yes and 1 no.
Motion carried. Number 14 is Resolution 7. It's a resolution by the mayor to seek commission approval to enter into a new lease with Konica Minolta for a replacement printer copier at the senior center. Motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Arnold. Any questions about the printer? I don't think there are any, so everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Number 15, which is Resolution 8, is a resolution by the mayor to seek commission approval to renew the lease with the state of Tennessee for the building at 560 Benton Industrial Road, which the building is the rehabilitation building that they're talking about. We have a motion by Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Hall. Any questions? Okay, I see none, so everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Number 16 is Resolution 9, resolution by the mayor concerning waste tire fees and disposal. We have a motion by Commissioner Price and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions for the mayor about the tires? Commissioner Fowler?
I was looking at the dollar fee for the 20-inch, 23-inch and below tire. Most cars nowadays usually run about a 25-inch tire. They're on 18-inch wheels and 20-inch wheels and things of that nature. Probably something in the neighborhood of a 17, or something like a older Nissan Sentra has a 23-inch tire. Do you not think on the residential or on the residential tire, automotive tire size, that we might ought to step that up, or is that a state mandated thing, Mark, or what is that?
No, it's not state mandated. This is a resolution that we copied from other counties because everyone's having a problem. This only affects people who they don't have a license and have a contract with us where they're buying their new tires and paying it into the state.
Right.
We're just trying to capture this money.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you.
That's the wording that the state uses. So that's the wording that I copied, and that's what every other county has used. If you think that you want to amend that to 25 inches, I have.
25.
Please.
Sorry, go ahead.
If you want to amend that to 25 inches, I have no problem with that. The Solid Waste Board met and looked at other resolutions from other counties that they've passed. What it is we're getting a lot of people that's buying their tires from out of state now online, and they're not paying that dollar fee into the state. So we're not collecting it on the county, and we're upside down on that $10,000 or $15,000 a year. This year's been the worst because of a lot of the truck tires. So the car tires, you're not going to have all that many. Mainly this is going to be the big truck tires, and we're just trying to recoup some of that money so it don't have to come out of property tax. And it's only with the people that don't have an account with us. And we try to set up an account when they bring in 100 truck tires. We say, just bring us a receipt where you've bought these tires new and show us where you've paid the fee to the state, and we'll set up an account and we won't charge you anything. Well, there's a lot of them that can't do that now. So we're doing this to just offset that cost, just to try to collect what the state would be giving us if they were buying them in state.
Yeah, was I looking at right that each household gets 20 free tires?
That's just to cover getting this passed, really, because we're not trying to put a burden on any person that has a few tires around their house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're not going to try to charge everybody that brings in 4 or 5 tires where they've cleaned up around their house, where they kept them after they changed them for a year and they've got dry rotted and they can't use them again. We're not trying to hurt anyone like that. We're just trying to collect the money that's not being paid to the state, which we get reimbursed to us on a county level.
Yeah, I was just reading there, it says, outstanding, the foregoing residents of Benton County shall be entitled to dispose of 20 tires a year per household at no charge, providing, however, this exemption shall not apply to semi-trailers and all of that. So, yeah, they'll get 20.
A lot of the other resolutions from other counties only left that at 4. I didn't personally feel like that was enough.
Right.
I've got 45 tires down at my shop right now from Bronte's Mustang and Glory's Maxima and all those. We're never going to use them. So,
yeah, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? So we should be able, the citizens should be able to take 15 or 20 tires a year if they need to.
If you take your wife and your daughter.
Yeah, it's not really trying to affect any citizen. It's trying to affect the companies that are buying their tires out of state and not paying the fee to the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the 23 is a state thing, or that's fine. 23 will be fine, especially with 23 per household.
But they're not going to have a tape measure out there if it's a residential tire. You know, a regular car tire or truck tire, they're only separating it by those numbers just to say that's a car or truck tire. This is a semi tire or a skidder tire. That's the only difference.
Thank you.
Dwayne, I would say that in the board meeting, we were going to track this for a year. You want to keep up with, size, style, type, how many people come in. We're going to register everybody who does that. So after a year, we're going to look at the numbers and see if that had to be adjusted. Because this was copied from another county. We want to buy that template. So we're going to see how many he gets. And
well, the 20 per resident, that covers.
This is just what we came up with in solid waste.
But we'll be tracking that. I think this past year we spent $35,000 getting rid of tires, and we only brought in 21,000. So we're trying to get that number to be more even.
Equal.
So at the end of this year, we'll have a good rule of thumb to go by to see if we need to raise it to $2 a tire, or if the truck tires need to go up, or if we're breaking even. Frank's the one that instigated this, and I think it's a good thing. Appreciate that, Frank.
I've got my 20 loaded, ready to take it.
Anything else?
I think that, and I don't remember who it was that talked to us about the tire grinding machine that we were going to do and all that, but I think that dimension is the rim size and not the tire circumference.
A 23-inch rim.
And they did that to eliminate 24/5 big truck tires.
Right.
That falls, the trucks are separate and cars fall.
Hey, I know some Dayton wheels are 1900 by 20s,
Right.
military size of those, so. Yeah. All good.
Okay. We're ready to vote now for the resolution.
You know, when you change your vote, motion carries 16 yes.
Number 17 is Resolution 10. It's by the sheriff to appropriate and budget funds in the amount of $2,325 to cover the purchase of plates to be used with protective vest. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Hall. Any questions about the plates for the vest? Okay, there are none, so please vote.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Number 18 is Resolution 11. It's by Director of Schools Mark Florence regarding federal grant budgeting and projects. We'll have a motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Price. Any questions? Okay, I see none, hear none, so let's vote.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Number 19 is Resolution 12. It's a resolution by Director of Schools, Mr. Florence, regarding approval of purchasing cooperatives. A motion by Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions about the cooperatives? Okay, there are none, so please vote.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Number 20 is Resolution 13. It's another resolution by the Director of Schools, Mr. Florence, to move funds in the amount of $6,441 within the school budget. I have a motion by Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions? There are none, so please vote.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Resolution 14 is a resolution by Director of Schools Mark Florence to budget funds in the amount of $1,123.37 received from the state of Tennessee to the school's budget. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Arnold. Any questions? Okay, everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Number 22 is resolution number 15, and that resolution has been pulled because there is no money amount on this resolution. There is no description of where the money will come from for that raise, and that's why I have pulled it.
Chair, Madam Chair,
Yes.
where are you getting the language that gives you the rights for that resolution?
Any resolution that's written improperly, I have the right to pull.
Can I ask you why the mayor's office didn't pull
I don't know why they didn't pull it. Ask them.
The mayor's office don't have anything to do with the resolution that the commission writes. Y'all use Charlie to help you with it sometimes, and that's perfectly fine with me. But anytime you're gonna have a resolution that involves money, you need to tell where that money's coming from, how much it is, and how it's gonna affect.
All resolutions shall be sponsored by two commissioners. County mayor, sheriff, road superintendent, director of schools. All potential resolutions must be submitted to the mayor's office no later than the first Wednesday of each month. The chair / the county mayor's office has to right to reject improperly submitted resolution. The resolution was submitted on time, and it was submitted by 2 commissioners. The chair / the county's mayor's office has the right to reject improperly submitted resolution. Well, hell, the mayor's office is the one that wrote the resolution.
No, the mayor's office did not write the resolution. That resolution was sponsored by you and Ms. Bain, and y'all asked Charlie to help you write it. I will never go against 2 commissioners that want to put a resolution on the agenda to be voted on as mayor. I will never do that, Rob.
Dollar amounts allocated in a resolution does not make it improper. If they'd only been one sponsor, commissioner, then he got improper. When he'd been turned in late, it would be improper. They're getting this language from nowhere. They're making it up as they go. I appeal the decision of the chair. I've read the language. You're required now to bring it to the vote and let this body of people right here decide if you're going to stand or let it fall.
Could I say one more thing? I'm not against you ever bringing a resolution before the commission. That's your duty, that's your obligation, that's your right. I'll never go against that. But if it's not written properly, that's not my fault.
The resolution is written properly. Why don't you tell everybody the real reason that you don't want this resolution?
I don't care if you vote on it.
Workers are worth it.
Well, that's your opinion, but you can't put words in my mouth. I think that we were, hey, hold on just one.
I have a question for you.
Oh, no, let me finish my statement.
Where's the money coming from?
May I finish my statement?
No, I don't hear no more.
We worked for 4
Hey, Mr.
months.
President, one
4
more
months on this
outburst, you'll
budget.
be asked to leave.
You talking to me or mayor?
You're the one that raised your voice.
We worked for 4 months on this budget, and I'm talking about the budget committee. You was there. We thought we had enough for a 2% raise. Everybody was pretty happy about that. We kept working with the budget and finally come up with enough for a 3% raise, which is more than the cost of living this year. So all the employees were very happy with that. I was happy. Wait a minute, Rocky. I was very happy with that myself.
For a long time. This amount, a 2% cost of living increase, that kind of brings a frown on me and everybody else. 3%. Kind of shrug your shoulders, well, that kind of figures. 4%. Now, 4% cost of living increase is going to make me smile a little bit. Now, here's where the money's coming from. The last budget meeting before the vote, I asked the chairman and I asked the Lloyd Brasher what the 3% cost of living increase cost. And the answer that I was given was $200,000. So do the math. 1/3 of $200,000 is about $66,600 to add on 1 more percent. Madam Chair asked me where the money's going to come from. The total of revenues and other sources, expenditures. You turn to page 47 of the budget that we just passed, and incoming revenues is greater than $150,000 more than the expenditure, and that's where the money is going to come from. I'm going to yield the floor. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mr. President, do you realize that, you know, the budget hasn't even been passed by the comptroller's office? Since we don't know what the amount is, if this budget is passed, if this resolution is passed tonight, and then the amount is figured up, what if that amount caused our budget to go in the red? And the comptroller hasn't even.
Tell us if we've done something wrong.
Well, they would.
That's this resolution. They're not going to stand us up, shoot us.
They would tell us that you've done something wrong.
Come on, let's vote this time. Let's go to yes. I promise you, Roseanne, the mayor, the chairman of the budget, they'll get over it. I use the floor again.
As I said, Rocky, I'm not against this resolution. I'm not against the 4% rate.
Mayor, don't tell me through. Show me.
Will you let me speak? I'll let you speak. Please. Have a little bit of respect, if you don't mind. I'm not against the 4% raise. The budget committee worked diligently for 3 or 4 months to come up with what they felt that was comfortable. when you give a raise, it's forever. It's in next year's budget, it's in the next year's budget, and they're gonna be wanting another raise next year. And a 3%, the cost of living this year was 2.9%, so we're giving more than the cost of living with the budget that y'all passed. That's all I'm saying. I'm not against the employees, I'm not against the raises. I am against overspending if it's gonna put us in the red. I'm really against amending a budget that the comptroller hadn't even voted on yet to tell us whether it's good or not. If you're gonna do this, you should do it next month or whenever the comptroller passes it. Then it won't be amending the budget that he's looking at. If you send a budget to him to approve and then you change it in the next month, he's gonna look at that. You think he's gonna put us in front of the other 95 counties? He's probably be operating on a 1/12 budget for the next 4 months, trying to figure out what we're doing in Benton County. That's the only thing I have against it.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Preston, do you remember the last time the sheriff's department got their raises? We went to the mayor's office, Miss Gale, the payroll clerk. She went through the whole sheriff's department. She got what each person the raise was going to be, and she had a figure amount of what the raise would be in the resolution, and where the money would come out of and where it would go to the sheriff's department. That was all figured before the resolution was ever presented.
Well, I'm sure we're doing
And if you know where the money was coming from, why didn't you put it in your resolution? You're telling us where it's coming from. Well, then I think you waited too late.
I've got page 7 of the private act. And we all were here when we voted to pass the budget. We all told you to put it in the budget. Everybody remembers that. The local option budgeting law of 1993. This law may be adopted and used in conjunction with the county budgeting law of 1957 or the county financial management system of 1981. This optional law provides procedures for the formulation, adoption, and amendment of an annual budget. I yield the floor. I'm not going to say any more.
Well, we're a little bit out of order anyway. We don't have a motion or a second for this resolution.
Well, I don't have the screen.
Are you making a motion? Do you want to make a motion to bring this resolution to the floor?
My motion is to appeal your decision. You're required to bring it to this body and let them decide if my appeal stands or falls.
Okay. We'll vote on the appeal.
May I speak before we?
Yes, you may.
This resolution cannot go forward because it is actually moving backwards. There was a 3% raise placed in the budget that we voted on. You cannot go back and add a 1% to that now. It's already gone, it's passed. If you did a 1%, you would have to do it on the budget that was passed, which would include the 3% raise. Anytime a resolution that requires funding is brought after the budget has been passed, it must have an appropriation. There is no appropriation of money in this budget. It is not proper, it is not properly written. It only provides for raise. It does not provide for any of the matching funds that has to go along with it. It simply needs to be brought back at another time in proper drafted form. Simple. Not a big deal.
My appeal stands.
Okay, so we vote on the appeal. Okay. Do we have a second for the appeal?
Deborah, you brave enough?
I'll say.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second to appeal my opinion of pulling the resolution. Is that right?
That's correct.
Now we'll do a roll call. Rocky's appealing.
Thank you, Mayor.
I told them that Port Road's through about 7:30. I'm gonna tell Rocky how mad his ass because if I know we had this much going on, at 8 o'clock.
It's his fault.
Yeah. That budget doesn't. Specific.
What are you doing?
Then I got a text message saying, "Don't draw." I say, well, that's what microwaves are. So hurry up, the chickens. The chickens and ducks are back.
Putting all of you on the spot, you gotta vote. And it is a 2/3 vote for an appeal.
Are you sure about the 2/3?
Yes. Wanted to make sure. Okay, are we ready yet? Okay. We are ready? Okay, so.
Hold on a minute. What does a no vote say?
If you vote yes, that means you agree with Rocky that I could not pull this resolution. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You vote no if you do not agree that the resolution should have been pulled.
I think there's a way we could have worked around that. I mean, I know it's.
All we had to do was bring it back next month.
Thank you, Dwayne. Chairman, on everybody's vote, I want to thank you for proper action.
Thank you, Mr. President.
We'll redo it, Rocky, next month.
What have we got here?
Motion failed, 3 yes, 13 no.
Okay. So your appeal has failed. I suggest that you get the resolution written properly with the right amount of money and bring it back next month. I think if you go to the payroll clerk, she'll get with the sheriff's department and they can get those figures for you.
I'll help you, Rocky, with the spreadsheet.
Rocky, I have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Rocky, I have a question. It's a county employees, you include
It'll take
the
a
whole
while.
umbrella of everybody or just courthouse or who?
It's all county
specific?
employees. Yeah,
All
you need,
county employees.
you need to be specific in it.
I'm sorry, my supper's getting cold, y'all. We'll address this later.
But I do want it to be more specific. We were in budget, I don't know,
Last week, asking, well, it needs to say exactly who's covered by that.
we know what they're trying to do is give it to the same
Right.
people that got the 3%. So
It's just a process,
we'll make sure
not
the
the
wording's
idea.
right if they decide they want to bring it back up.
But I don't want to usurp the whole budget process either. They went through months of trying to figure this out, and we decided at 3.
I know that's where we feel comfortable at, so I don't understand what this is about other than grandstanding.
I just want to know if
Okay.
he was under the influence or
I'll
under
move
arrest.
on to, let's move on.
Just trying to get her $75 worth.
And we didn't even pay $50.
No, I don't know this.
We got one more, we got
16 is actually.
one more.
Okay.
We got a couple more.
I've lost my agenda. Okay, next is the appointing of notaries. And we have 5. We have Lisa Dooley, Tina Donahoe, Sarah Foster, Kathleen Sprandell, and Rebecca Carruthers. I need a motion to approve the notaries. We have a motion by Commissioner Bain and a second by Commissioner Murphy. All in favor of the notaries? Say aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose the notaries? Okay, notaries have passed. Any other business? I need a motion to amend, to bring resolution 16, to suspend, I'm sorry. I'm kind of confused right now myself.
For what?
A motion to suspend to bring resolution 16 to the floor.
That's what I said.
I second.
Okay.
There's 3 items.
Yeah, I've got those.
Okay, you got
Got
it.
Who's my second?
Me? Ooh,
Dwayne Fowler. All right, we'll take up the, let's take up the resolution first. It's resolution 16. Yes, everybody voted for the suspension of the rules.
Thank you.
Anyone wish to change their vote? 14 yes, 2 no.
Okay, resolution 16 is a resolution by the Benton County Commissioners Rocky Preston, Dwayne Fowler, and Debbie Bain to provide additional funding of $2,000 to the Benton County Volunteer Program. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and Bain to bring this to the floor. We also have an amendment to this resolution so that it could be voted on tonight. Make the amendment. Okay, yeah. Has everyone got the amendment in your packet? The, where the money was coming from and where it was going was left off the resolution. Yeah. I'm just making sure. You want to say anything, Debbie, about the resolution, or?
I just want to say that for several years now, we've been giving the volunteer program $4,000, and it's a good program. They do good work for the county, and it was slashed in the budget to $2,000 this time, and I just put the resolution in because I think they deserve the extra $2,000 because of the benefits that they do for the people of this county.
Anyone else? Okay, this is voting on the amendment that you got in front of you. Before the amendment, vote. Yes? Okay. Ms. Bain was the amendment, and Commissioner Fowler. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Okay, we're ready to vote for the amendment.
This one was 16. We're sorting through all the paperwork.
Anyone wish to change their vote?
Okay, now let's vote.
Amendment.
Yeah, now let's vote on the resolution as it was just amended. Okay. Now we're ready to vote as it was amended.
Motion carries 16 yes. As amended.
Okay, before we adjourn, we have two, things that we need to correct. There are two corrections in your packet. One of the corrections was from the, regular session on May the 19th of 2025. Does everyone have it? It's highlighted in yellow, the part that should have been corrected. It's just a typographical error. So all in favor of this correction, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed to it? Okay, it has been corrected. Okay, no, we'll do the roll call then if you've already got it in there.
I would.
Okay, the mayor wants to say something?
I would really like the sheriff to explain that really wasn't a typographical error. It was just who we were giving the car to or the van. It was somebody that was working within the organization, the prison that she was talking about instead of the prison itself, correct?
What we're saying is going to the prison, it's going to TCAP within the prison. This truck, we got it to lease over, it cost us anything. And the truck, the engine was blown up, we got it, we can't pursue the title on it, and we're not going to buy a title. It's a project for the inmates to work on it. But if TCAP is all we're needing to do is change it over to, we're donating to TCAP for.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're going to, roll call vote on your tablet. Vote.
You know, we just change your vote. Motion carries 16 yes.
So we have another correction that we need to approve, and that's from the June 16th meeting. It says the typographical error in the original resolution by deleting all text after the header and replacing it with the following.
When was this at?
So what the correction is, this was all left off?
It's just those numbers were.
Okay. Okay. The error was in the numbers down below under the increase. And mine are in bold where they have been corrected.
In the original that y'all passed last month, the one for retirement and the one for Social Security, the numbers were inverted. It just said 54,200, and it just has to be 52,400 to be in the same line item as the Medicare. It's just a dyslexic moment.
Okay, we're ready to vote for this second correction. Okay, a motion for this correction, please. A motion. Okay.
Motion.
Miller? Okay.
Wake up,
Get ready to vote. Yeah, for this.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 16 yes.
Okay, now we'll vote on it as it was amended.
This one you did
It's just a correction. It's not a.
Oh, okay.
Just forget that. Forget that. I was too. Okay, that's all I have. Has anybody got anything else? Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Arnold. Okay, just 1 second. The sheriff wants to say something.
Everybody wants to go home, I'm ready to go to sleep. We discussed those block cameras. camera system, we said we have to wait until after the budget, everything's in it. They've offered a pretty good deal that if we can come and right away, or it's a sales cost, what they do out there. But they're willing to give us the, installment for, fees on all these, $1,100 per camera. If we can give them an answer, not put them off now for 2 months. If we can get some kind of answer on this, that I can tell them we're going to do it, not going to do it, whatever, we don't have to do the money right now, but if I could tell them something, we could save us about, $8,000 or $9,000 for installment, that's one time price for installment, so. We'll throw it out there for thought, see what y'all think, but I did tell them I'd bring it up tonight and try to get some kind of an answer. Well, I've spoken to him several times. It's a chance for us to save a little money if we plan on doing it.
What was the total cost for the cameras? What was the total
Gonna
cost?
be 30,000,
30-something thousand.
37, I believe, was the installment thing.
Is that a-
6 cameras? And the city's got 4 orders, and I'm understanding they're asking for 4 more. It's not a bad deal, not everybody's got those cameras.
Is it a one-time hit or is it a yearly thing?
It's a yearly thing for the 30,000 installment, it's a one-time thing. I will say this, I think we need them really bad. The murder that they had across the line over in Henry County 2 months ago, they was able to solve that in 2 days because of that camera. The girl was in a rehab center in Murfreesboro, and they followed the cameras to see who picked her up from there. Turned out it was a man over in Henry County, and that's how come the body back down here. But it showed him passing by there several times to get the starting point. TPI had it in 2 days.
Do we have to sign a 4 or 3 year contract or anything like that, or?
No mention of any amount on the contract, but they haven't mentioned that.
I mean, it's like anything, you buy something and you see it ain't working.
Right. No, they did not say anything about the contract. I spoke to the police chief in Paris. I forgot how many cameras he said they had. They just keep adding, but it paid off. It's saved money. We'll know if anybody who's wanted any word from any department across the United States, when they enter our county, our dispatch, we know about it in 15 seconds. If they come into our county or they're just leaving our county. And it also gives us access to 2,600 more cameras across the state of Tennessee. So I think we're getting 2,600 cameras after what we get. And if they get off, just say they got off at the interstate. Then if we don't get there, they'll get back on it and show which direction they went, what's going on in Nashville, going on in North Jackson. The next camera's down the road, pick them up so that you can track them to wherever you go. It's not anything to do with speed or anything like that. It's just wanted persons. Silver alerts, amber alerts, anything like that. We get a lot of them. And it's really something that would be beneficial that works 24/7. Goes off the license plates that's registered to the person that they're looking for. That's all I got.
Madam Chair?
Yes?
If we want, to proceed with this, what's the topic?
Well, we'll have to appropriate the money to buy the cameras, so it would have to come to us in the form of a resolution.
I was just told to bring it back up after the budget was passed, so that's what I got.
Do you plan on bringing a resolution next month?
Or can, but I don't know if our deal, the installment fee, I put them off for 2 months. They're like anybody else. They may give it to us, I don't know. That's just what I said.
Well, you'll need to talk to him and say you're going to, present next month.
Yeah, I'd like, I'll bring the resolution next month. Let's see if they'll say that money.
Sheriff, we probably need to go ahead, like Frank was saying, and at least give them a heads up if, like, proceed that way, and keep them on to it.
We got about another vote, huh?
No.
I think you bring it before the law enforcement committee next month to bring it up there.
I'll bring the resolution.
Okay. Anything else?
Let's something.
Okay, now, Did we have a motion to adjourn? Okay. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Does anyone oppose? Okay. Of course.
Good night, Fredo.
All right, buddy, you getting better? No, you're moving. Some days here, some days